Hello and welcome everyone, a new episode of Score Sheet. We're going to start immediately with a piece of news which was expected and long awaited by all Egyptians regarding Vitória, the Portuguese coach of our national team and now the former coach. Egypt sacked coach Vitória after the AFCON disappointment. It's not only disappointment, it was not a kind of performance and it was not representing Egypt by all means. Well, Egypt sacked Portuguese coach Rui Vitória on Sunday, a week after their disappointing last 16 exit at African Cup of Nations or the AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire. Well, the EFA, or the Egyptian Football Association, said the 53-year-old and his entire backroom, thank God, staff had been relieved of their duties, also saying that Mohamed Youssef, the former coach of Al Ahly, who led the Egyptian Giants or Cairo Red Devil to the African Champions League in 2013, would take over on an interim basis. And Alaa Nabil, another Egyptian, is going to be the technical director of our national team. And there was a position named the general supervisor of the national teams. This was eliminated. It was occupied by Hazim Imam and no more general supervisor. And by the way, another piece of news or more data was announced in the statement which was released by the EFA that two of our coaches are going to go and to study and to have specific training abroad to be able or to qualify more cadets to shoulder this responsibility. Well, things initially looked promising, with Egypt showing marked improvement in attack, comfortably booking their place to the Cup of Nations final in the Ivory Coast, and they won the opening two games. However, they produced some lackluster displays in the Ivory Coast, making it to the last 16 by virtue of three straight 2-all draws, but the Democratic Republic of Congo ended our journey. And since we are speaking about the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire, the host, South Africa and Nigeria, those are now the Golden Square teams. And we are going to know what's going to happen by next Wednesday, inshallah. And exactly next Sunday, the final is going to be there, and we are going to analyze all the details about that and all the details about the reasons why those four in a specific reached the Golden Square, and this one or this team who is going to catch this glory of the most prestigious African competition, also why. We do have a lot of assumptions, a lot of possibilities, and a lot of surprises too, because surprises were going on in this competition since the very first match, with Cape Verde, for example, being, in my humble opinion, one of the black horses of this competition and of the discoveries we had in the African football in general. Well, that's all we do have right now, because we do have another side of the coin, the lion's share of this episode, which is going to be totally dedicated to a different sport. And I do have two beauties whom I guarantee that they are going to make this episode a very special one. Right after the short break, I'm going to be back with them, so stay tuned. When I knew that they are going to be my guest live here in the studio, I thought that I'm going to have giants, huge athletes. But I found that they are very tiny, very nice, smiling all the time. But they are experts in their sport. Rowing, rowing for those tiny little girls, but we are going to know the details. If you would be with me right now, you would find a lot to speak about, a lot of world competitions, a number of medals. When they did achieve all that, I don't know, but we are going to know through our episode. We are very much delighted to have with us Farah Huwaidi and Yasmin Huwaidi. Farah, thank you very much for being with us. Yasmin, thank you very much for being with us. Let's start immediately, girls, with the questions I had in mind when I saw you for the first time. Why rowing? Isn't it that tough for you? Starting with you, Farah.
Well, actually, it was, we didn't like schedule to play rowing. I played basketball when I was young and volleyball, and we ran well, when I was school. But actually, it was my sister's idea, Farah,
Yeah.
who thought
Yes.
about rowing.
Yeah.
We were going on school, like on the bridge, on the Zamalek Bridge, and my sister like saw people in the water who was like rowing and kayaking, and she thought why not to try it out. So actually, it was her idea, and just I came with
Yes.
her. It was
Yeah.
it was all about
Yes,
her.
and one day we went to the club and asked for the papers
Mm-hmm.
that they need and applied for the sport. We
Yes.
loved it actually.
Yes,
we
yes.
went to
Yes.
Sure, you loved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
we did.
You fell in love with it, to be
Yes,
accurate.
yes.
the water and the
Yeah.
sunrise. It
Great.
was amazing.
But there's always, girls, a turning point when you know that this is not going only to be just your hobby and just a sport where you are enjoying. No, you are going to dedicate a big part of your life to it and to enter competitions, whether first on the Egyptian level, then the African, the Arab, and even the international levels. When was this turning point?
We started it when I was 2016. I was 16 years old. I started this journey. At first we were just going for fun, but then we loved it and we started entering competitions. And the coach saw this in us.
Yeah. Let me go to this because this is very important. When was your first international competition?
International
Yeah.
2021.
Okay. And what was your feeling going abroad to represent Egypt? Because this is a heavy responsibility.
Yes, it was an amazing feeling.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where was it?
Romania.
Okay.
Romania, we were camping there
Mhm.
for 15 days.
Mhm.
Then we went to Hungary
Mhm.
to race there.
About you, dear?
I feel so proud to raise the Egyptian flag and to wear the uniform of the Egyptian national team. 2019 was my ever first international competition with the African. This is my medal. This was a golden medal in 2019 in the African Championship. It was held in Tunisia.
Uh-huh.
I guess this was very special. This is a very special medal to me because I was younger than the other competitors. I was almost like 19 years old,
Mhm.
competing people under 21 and 22 and 23 years old. So it means a lot to me actually
Yeah.
to ever win.
You know, girls, all the time I was honored, by the way, to host many coaches and many athletes. Coaches are always saying we do have an eye, an eye, as we call it, eye behind the camera, to know this is only an amateur, but this is a pro. This is someone who is just enjoying his or her time, but this is someone who can compete. In your opinion, what's the difference? Or when have you felt yourself a competitor, not only an amateur just practicing for fun?
I think that the first time that I ever felt that I really want to
Compete.
to compete internationally and love this sport after I won my first national championship. It was in 2016.
Mhm.
We won the gold. I won the gold medal in the national championship. It was here in Egypt. I guess that the coach, yes, he had an eye, and the difference between someone who's a pro and just playing it for a hobby or just to have fun is the dedication that you put into the training. I truly like I train like for 5 to 6 hours a day. So
This is going to be a big question,
yes.
but let's move to you, dear, and tell me, Yasmin, when did you know that no, I'm going to be a competitor, I'm going to represent Egypt, no matter the sacrifices I'm doing, because I know that you're sacrificing hanging out with friends,
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
having vacations.
Yes.
You're totally dedicated to the training. Tell me.
It was the fighting spirit that I got in my races. This is when I first thought this is would be,
I like the word.
yes, I'll be the championship. That's
You
it.
will be the champion.
Yeah.
Achieving like having a goal that you want to represent Egypt in the internationals. This is like a very big thing that.
But
That
needs a lot of effort.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. A
Yes.
day in your life.
A day in my life. I like wake up at 4:30 a.m.
Mhm.
I start training at 6 a.m. In the winter, I can't tell you how much the weather is like. It's very hard.
I can tell.
Yes, it's really cold and windy.
Mhm.
I end my training at like 9 a.m. and then go back to like my college or university, have my sessions, and then go back to the gym.
Mhm.
I have a morning session and an afternoon session,
Mhm.
and mainly it's like the morning session is being on the water
Mhm.
more, and the afternoon session will be on the ergometer
Mhm.
or lifting weights.
Mhm.
Yes.
Too much. Okay. You're her big sis.
Yes.
So you've been through that before when you were studying, and now you're
Yes.
graduated and you're already working. So what about time management? How you're managing your time?
It's the same. I wake at 5. 5:30 I have to go to the training. 6 we start train at 6 a.m. I have to end my trainings at 8 a.m. maximum. Be at my work at 8:30 maximum also. And I have to stay in my work 8 hours, so I finish by 5:30, and then go to the gym and have the same next day.
Same routine.
Same
Yeah.
routine. You just
Okay.
like
Of two repeated questions, and I think that I'm going to have two repeated answers too. Question number one. All these sacrifices, medals like that, can just let you forget all about
Yes.
the exhausting hours you had, whether in training or waiting or, God forbids, injuries or stuff like that.
Yes, yes. Injury is like something that you mentioned that like we face a lot as athletes, especially professional athletes. Like back injuries, especially that throwing is, يعني, it requires a lot of physical strength, mental and physical actually, and requires a hard, يعني,
For
strong
the
core.
past 10 years, I'm saying that mental fitness is not at all less important than physical
No,
fitness.
no, 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 no. It's really important. Really, yes.
And this is also was one of my questions, but returning back, with those medals, you would forget all about what you
Yes. The moment you're winning a medal and standing on a
The
stage.
podium, yes, yes,
Yes,
it's really
it's
huge.
really amazing feeling.
Yes.
had. Second question, if time goes back, are you going to repeat what you've just done?
Yes,
I'll do the same, yes,
We'll
yes.
never change anything.
These two answers have never changed.
Yes, we will never
I
change
mean,
things.
with all my many guests, thank God I was honored and I was lucky to host many athletes in all sports, whether Egyptians or non-Egyptians, by the way. And they all said, if time goes back, we're
We will
going to
never
repeat what
change.
we have
Yeah.
done, and
Yes.
we are not going to change
Yes.
a thing, even the times of frustration and with the times of defeats, because we learned something from it. True.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. We go through a lot of
Whoever-
pain, a lot of sacrifices, but actually hanging these medals is truly worth it.
Yes, we've learned
Bad-
a lot through this journey.
Bad loser or a good loser? Are you a bad loser or a good loser?
Bad or a good? I think a good loser.
Between
Why? Because you mentioned a very important issue, which is mental fitness.
Yes.
There are athletes, unfortunately, can be a little bit fragile. So when they are defeated or they did not score the goals they had, at least for once, oh, enough is enough, I'm not good at that, I'm going to leave, I'm going to quit. I'm not going to believe anymore in myself or in my talent, stuff like that. And others would say, no, I learned. There is no defeat. It's whether I win or I learn. Which is which?
This is the fighting spirit I was just talking about. You have to fight.
I mean, tell me a situation when you found that your fighting spirit is the thing which is going to push you forward.
In the Arab Championship, I took the second place, and the Tunisian girl won the first.
When was that?
I think March.
Okay. This year?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And at this same year, 2 months ago, at the Nigerian Championship, I won.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I won. I took the second place and she took the third place.
Oh, by the way, we have not talked about the two different boats.
Yes, yes, yes.
Canoe and kayak.
Yes, canoe and
I
rowing.
hope I'm pronouncing
I'm a
them
canoe player and
I'm
Yasmin,
a
she's
rowing.
a rowing player.
Yes.
What are the differences?
They're completely different play
Yes.
games with a completely different federation. Rowing,
No, I mean
The boats?
about the rules. I mean the way, the
Yes.
style. Is it only that different?
yes,
Yes, yes.
it's very different.
Mm.
Rowing is a race of 2K, 2
Mm.
kilometers. We have two types of rowing, the classic rowing and the coastal rowing. The coastal is played on the beach, like in Alexandria or someplace like that. The classic rowing, we can play it on the Nile.
Yeah.
We have types of boats also. We have the quatre, 4 players are rowing at the same time, and the 8, the double, and the single scull. When I won the African Championship this year, I was in the double scull, and I rowed in the single scull.
That was in Tunisia in October?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
About you, dear?
Canoeing is totally different. It's about 200 meter and 500 meter. So it depends more on the speed. The boat, it's you row on one side and you stand on your knee. I think you'll see some pictures of this game. You stand on your knee and paddle at one side.
Both are very difficult, by
Yes.
the way.
Yes.
Anyways, but I think both of you can row in person, I mean individual or
Single,
or
double.
Yes,
double.
yes.
Yes.
Which is easier?
Easier,
In a
double.
group, yes. Having a
Team.
yes, yeah, rowing with a 4 or a double or an 8 is way
Much more
easier
easier.
than rowing in a single scull all by yourself.
But how can you reach the synchronization? Because
Really hard.
you should be a girl and her shadow,
Yes,
or a
exactly,
girl
yes.
and her double virgins.
Yes.
Stuff like that. How much time should you take to reach this stage?
It requires a lot of time, it's a lot of effort to reach this. Like the paddles are going in and out at the same time. This requires a lot of hard work. Seriously, it's
Yes.
you have to be.
It's your own power.
Yes, yes.
Your own power that moves you.
It's not only your own power. It's
your own power.
your, meaning you, her, or and him if
Yes.
if it is mixed or stuff like that.
Yes.
I mean, to train together, how much should it take to have this kind of synchronization? And even, I mean, you do not even see each other. So
Yes,
I
yes.
can say that you can have this contact with eye looks. So how, beg your pardon, how you can reach this stage? I mean, for example, would it take a month, a year,
Yes,
more
yes,
than
I
that?
guess, I guess a year and more than that
Mm.
to reach this synchronization between the girls or the persons on the boat.
Mm.
Especially that I row backward.
Mhm.
Farah in the canoe, she row in the
Forward.
Yes, forward. She's going forward.
Yeah.
I'm looking backward.
Mm.
So like looking back for the line and to check that someone, you have to look back. You have to turn all your neck at the other
Yeah.
side to just see if there's something there you know. So I
Let's
guess-
give examples from Tunisia and
Yes.
from the latest competition. Tell
Yes.
me about this experience.
It was something great. It was a very, very good competition. I was competing in 3 races. In the lightweight, I just want to tell you this. There's a lightweight and a heavyweight. I'm a lightweight rower. A lightweight means that you are under 57 kilograms. Above the 57 kilograms, you are a heavyweight rower. So I...
Oh, I'm super heavyweight.
I just raced in the double lightweight and the double heavyweight. So it was something big for me that I raced in both categories. This is something
It's great.
yes,
Mhm.
yes, exactly.
Mhm.
And I was going to race in the single scull, but due to the appointments or that the both races were afterwards, so I couldn't compete,
Mhm.
unfortunately.
You know, when you go to such a competition and when you see the rowers or the other athletes, you would judge yourself or evaluate what you're going to do or know well who is going to be your competitor. True?
I get that I have to believe in myself and focus on myself more. To that, no matter who is going to compete with me, I have to do what I'm going to do. If
Yes,
it was
yes.
any other country, anybody, I have to.
This is what we call mental fitness, to
Yes.
be that strong
Yes.
mentally and to separate yourself from all the surroundings and only to focus on yourself.
Yes.
How much time did you take to learn that and to be able to implement it on the ground?
Years, seriously.
Yes, and we're
requires
still-
years.
we're
Yes,
still
and
learning.
still working on it. And you have to do it every day in the training, not just on the competition, because you'll be distracted if you just like one time you're going. No, you have to train it every day, every single day in the water. You train yourself to focus on yourself, to maintain the same cadence that I'm rowing on. So yes, it requires a lot of
Who were
Hello.
the heavyweight names there in Tunisia?
the heavyweight names that competing against me. From Tunisia, there was Amina and
So Tunisia and?
yes, Tunisia and Algeria
Mhm.
and Morocco.
Okay. About you, dear, in Nigeria, how was your experience there?
It was really amazing. The spirit and the competitors, it was a really strong competition.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yasmin, rowing in general, is it becoming more popular and particularly
Yes.
on the Arab and African levels?
Yes, many academies now are being open here in Egypt, so the game is being more known.
I mean, you are competing for, let's say, from 2016 until the
20,
moment?
2021
Okay,
international.
international.
Yeah.
Have you found any changes or any changes in the names of the countries which before you would not even hear about
Yes.
this country competing in rowing, and now they do have strong teams which we should take into consideration or into account?
Yes, I didn't know that Nigeria was that strong.
Mhm.
When I did compete in Nigeria, I was really amazed
Mhm.
by this level of competitors. But I learned a lot from this.
What have you learned?
You have to work on yourself no matter what, and no matter at what level you are, you
Mhm.
have to still learn and see the other competitors and learn from them.
Great. I'm sorry for the question I'm going to ask, but please take it easy, okay?
Okay.
Isn't it that boring? I mean, to repeat the very same routine every single day and to work on yourself in the very same fighting spirit, but also with the same boat, with the same routine, with the same instructions by your coaches and stuff like that. How have you, I mean, convinced yourself? No, it's not boring. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm working on myself to achieve more.
I want to tell you something that the rowing is a competitive move. You do the same the same move every single second. So when you row to 30 kilometers, like it's a repetitive.
Doing the
Yes,
same,
doing the same
move.
thing. I guess it is really boring, and sometimes you just you want
I
to
cannot
quit
imagine
training.
that I can just do
Yes,
these
the same
things
move.
or
It's something
the
in
same
our blood.
move,
Yes.
same move for hours and hours,
Yes.
and I can just focus on what I'm doing and separate myself from all the surroundings. This is very difficult, and I want to know, to achieve all these victories and to clinch all these medals, you were working really hard on yourself, or it's a talent, or both of them. It's a
I
mix.
think it's something in our blood. You're just row. You have to row. We're used to it. I think other people will see it. It's really boring doing that same move every time. This is so boring. But we
And
as
being
a
in pain,
rower,
actually, we're being
totally
in this
in pain.
pain, and you can't
And
move
we're
your legs
keeping
and
doing
this.
it.
Yes,
It's something in our blood. This is not normal, actually.
They say that rowers are crazy.
Thank God you
Our
said
coach-
it.
yes,
Yes,
It's
we're
not
no,
me.
we're not normal.
you know that our coach always say that rowers are crazy. This is they like
Not-
It's
not
a
that
mentally sport.
I know why.
Yes.
I know. I had the opportunity to host some rowers, and I know why they called themselves crazy. And I was going to ask you this question because one of the rowers told me about his boat. He was a he. I'm not going to mention his name. And he said, "I do not deal with my boat as a boat. My boat
Yes.
is my friend."
yes, yes, yes.
And he is a living creature. I talk to my boat. I just
Take care of it.
take care of
Yeah.
my boat, and I consider him part and parcel of me, as if we became one when we are inside the water.
Yes.
Same here.
Yes.
See?
Oh, you're
Same,
both
yes.
crazy.
Our-
No problem. I'm happy with that. Tell me, when have you felt this?
Put what is
Felt that this is the kind of relation between you and your boat?
in the single skull. Going in the single skull alone in the water for hours, just you're
and
getting
your
crazy.
boat.
Just yes,
You
I talk to my boat. Yes, this is true. You can name your boat actually.
Yes,
You
you
get
talk to
names,
yourself
yes.
on the
They
boat.
all
I
named your
sing.
boats.
Yes.
Yeah.
I sing.
What's the name of your boat?
Nadia.
Nadia.
Okay. Oh, hi, Nadia.
yes, yes, yes. You just like having this relation with your boat and sitting on it for hours. You just like
Talk to
yes,
it. and-
yes. I talk to it, especially in single skull.
I can understand that with a knight, with his horse or her horse, because her horse is
Living
moving
creature.
and is a living creature, and they can have eye contact.
yes.
But how I can consider this or deal the same way with a woody boat?
This boat, we've stayed with it like for years. It got my name on it, and
Yes, yes.
it's part of
Okay, her boat is Nadia.
yeah.
Your boat is.
Samia.
We wash our boats daily
Yes,
and like
we
take
take
care
care of
of
it.
the boat. with
Wash your boat.
Yes, yes, yes.
We have to make
yes,
sure
yes,
this
make sure it's clean. The boats are clean because like in the race.
Honey, you're going to take it to the water already.
If I can
I wash it many
get my
times.
boat to my home, yes, I'll take it.
Yes,
I'll
yes.
take it.
We take care of
I'll
our
take it
boats and
home.
oars. Actually, my oars, like I clean my oars every day and take care that everything is yes.
Your own boat got your
Honey, this is an
own-
OCD. You should be treated. This is obsessive
Not normal.
compulsive
Ours
disorder.
are not normal.
I don't do
That's
this
true.
in my room actually, but I take care of my boats and my oars.
I'm really eager to know the reaction of your mom and dad when you're saying such things.
They got used to it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they got used.
By the way, since we are mentioning mom and dad or your family in general, the kind of support of them to you
Yes.
to reach this level, I think it started from day one. True?
From day one and since we were 5 actually, yes, because we trained swimming before even starting rowing. We played swimming since we were
Yes.
5 and 6. So we took the
played
journey
more.
from the
Yes.
Because this
Many
was
people.
going to be my coming question regarding your background.
yes.
Because, for example, modern pentathlon, many people would say, or many experts would say that swimmers are the closest athletes to play modern pentathlon. Okay? From which background do you think that I can pick a girl or a boy to practice or to enjoy rowing? Or this is a passion which whether it is found or no?
I guess it's a passion that I do. It's found
Yes.
no, because not any player like a basketballer or volleyballer can play rowing. As we mentioned before, some people find it's really boring. Like volleyball or basketball is a group play.
More
So,
exciting, more interesting,
yes,
scoring
yes.
goals, stuff like
Cheerful
that.
and yes, there's more movement going around
Mhm.
than rowing.
Yes, the same. But actually, I think swimmers would be more fitter in the game because Nile, you may have to swim in it. So, no, swimmers. We
You
have
mean water games? Those
Yeah.
who are in water polo, for example, or those
Yes,
in
any
water
kind of
games
yeah.
can join rowing
Yes.
if they have the passion.
Yes.
Girls, with all my dear guests, when I asked them about the period of COVID, they all said it was a very tough period. and
Yes.
to be deprived from going to the gym or to practice their favorite sport, this was a very hard time. Tell me, how have you spent this time, this ugly time?
We've been practicing
Yes.
home, yeah.
At home and running, like at 5 a.m. we could
Around-
just
yes.
run in the street and then come
Around
around
the-
the
Practicing what at home?
Running.
running,
and
yes, training core exercises like planks and other stuff like that. We were just
but far away from the Nile River.
Mhm.
We didn't.
yes, yes, we couldn't.
Was
couldn't
it the
row.
toughest period you had during your course or your
Yes.
journey
Yes,
in
yes.
rowing?
Especially when the COVID ends and you have to return back to your level of fitness, and this requires a lot of time actually.
Sure.
Yes,
Mm.
to get back to what we
Your balance
used to row.
and your
Yes, yes.
stroke.
It's very
And I know well that Nadia and Samia were missing you.
Yes,
We're going back tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Inshallah. Simply when it comes to your fitness and to your diet and stuff like that, are you depending on yourselves regarding this, or you do have a specialist who would give you instructions what to eat, what not to eat, how to prepare yourself before a competition or something like this? I mean, is it your own job, or you do have a circle around you to give you instructions?
I just eat healthy food, but Yasmin may have
Yes.
the.
I have a little of difficulties since I'm a lightweight,
Lightweight rower.
yes, rower,
Mhm.
so I have to be at a certain weight. That's 57 kilograms. But actually, throughout the years, you just learn how to maintain your weight, how to eat healthy, what to eat, what you should do, what you should not before the race, how to lose weight, how to lose when you have like 3 or 4 kilograms and you have a race after 2 weeks, what you should do to
Mhm.
lose this weight. So yes, throughout the
Girls,
years.
I have 2 minutes, one for each.
Yes.
Okay.
Dreams and hopes, the dreams and hopes, dreams and hopes.
Olympics. Yes, the Olympic dream that every athlete really have. I hope that
Yes,
I
and
could.
winning
Yes,
the medal.
yes, and winning a medal at the Olympics.
Olympic medal.
Olympic medal.
And to
Yes.
stand at the Olympic podium is like
A dream.
every athlete's dream.
Okay, complete the following sentence. Thanks to
My mom and dad and my
Family.
coaches. Yes.
Family and coaches.
girls, I was very much delighted and honored
you.
to have you.
Thank
You
so much.
made my episode a very special one, and I'm going
Thank
to
you.
leave you with a promise to see you again in more episodes of our program, because you're really role models, and I'm very proud of both of you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having us. Thank you.
It was my pleasure, yes, and it was my honor to have those girls who are really role models, and they know what they're talking about, and they are very much passionate, and they can have their positive impact on anyone who really want to know how to be successful in academia, in their sports, achieving medals, representing Egypt, and make their parents proud of them, and I am proud of them. Farah and Yasmin Ayman Houedi.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
girls.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, by this we come to the end of our episode of Score Sheet of tonight. Stay tuned on Nile TV International always for more updates, and for more details, please log on to www.nileinternational.net. Many thanks for watching. With all my love, this was Nermeen Abdurrahman.